we have an update from the woman who wrote in last February because her husband forbid her from seeing her family, including her 97-year-old grandma. So I will give you a nice recap because it has been 6 months, but I just want you to know her update. I believe she largely is thanking you guys who took the time to leave your insight in the comment section. So back in February, we had a wife write in because she had a holiday season from hell with her in-laws, and after all of it, her husband ended up forbidding her from seeing her own family who did nothing wrong, and she didn't want to disrespect him, make it worse. So she reached out to us to get some clarity. And you'll see in her update, she kind of pushed back in her head like, well, they don't really understand my husband. So she was minimizing our feedback, but now she definitely sees things clearly. So at Thanksgiving last year, so 2025, she shows up with a new baby and her in-laws don't talk to her, completely ignore her. They beeline to grab the baby, don't make eye contact, and this happens throughout the entire visit. She's sitting around the table, they're all talking to each other, they're handing around her baby, but no direct interaction with her. After the visit, she asked her husband, did you notice that? That was so weird. And he's like, I don't know, maybe. I mean, maybe it has something to do with the fact that I talked to my brother about our marriage, and then he talked to his wife, and then his wife told the family. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't mind that you talked to your brother about our struggles, but it seems like they've picked sides and they were pretty cruel to me. I think we should sit down and talk like adults. He's like, no, thank you. Basically just brushed her off. So she said, I can't go through that again before Christmas because I spend it with his family. We need to sit down and talk like adults. He ignored her. So she, the wife, reaches out to her mother-in-law on her own. She's like, okay, Ash, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry you've been drugged in the middle of this. Do you think we could all sit down and talk like adults and just, or not, she didn't say that. She just said, I think it's a good idea before Christmas, before the holidays, so it's not awkward if we all just sit down and talk this through. Crickets. So she told her husband, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to, subject myself to that again. So I'm not going to go to your family's Christmas. He's like, okay, whatever. They end up coming over as a family to their home after the holidays have passed to exchange presents, and they treated her the same way in her home. Didn't make eye contact, wouldn't greet her, no Merry Christmas, just kept taking the baby from her, completely ignoring her in her home. After they left, she's like, I cannot do this. Like, that was cruel. You are not standing up for me. You're allowing this. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but this is not okay. So I won't see your family again until we can all sit down and talk this through, because this is not necessary and this is not okay that you're letting them treat me like this. And he's like, okay, if I don't get to see my family or you're not going to see my family, you don't get to see your family. And that's what prompted her to reach out to us. Now, in her update, she said, honestly, in the comment section, I was defending my husband in my head. I was reading it and I just kept thinking, my husband's a good man. They must not understand because they just don't know my husband. And she's like, wow, unfortunately, everyone was right. So they had other issues going on where if she brought up something, this is throughout the 6 months that she's been gone. She would bring up something, he would minimize, dismiss her feelings. And so she always avoided talking about things because he made her feel like, you're overreacting, you're crazy, you're negative, or you're nagging, you're criticizing me. Basically, if she didn't have the right tone or she said the wrong thing, it just went off the hitch immediately. So she stopped bringing up issues. So months went by where she just kind of buried her head in the sand. She was taking care of a new baby and, life just goes on. And then his uncle reached out to her on her birthday and he said, happy birthday, hope to see you at the shower. And she's like, oh, that was nice. And she just assumed it was someone in the family. They're getting married the next year. So she's like, okay, yeah, maybe they're having a really early shower. And then it hit her. She goes, no way. My sister-in-law, the one that told the whole family about our marital issues, so my husband's brother's wife is having a baby this fall. There's no way that they're going to have a baby shower and not invite me and my baby. So she goes to her husband and she's like, hey, your uncle just said happy birthday and hopes to see me at the shower. Do you know what shower he's talking about? No. okay, do you think you could ask your uncle? Because it's kind of weird if I wasn't invited, if I ask him. And he's like, okay, but he kept forgetting. So she asked 3 different times. He kept forgetting. Turns out that's what happened. So they had this baby shower. She wasn't invited. He minimized, didn't make it a big deal. So again, she's like, okay, this is so hurtful. I have done nothing to your family. Like, our marital stuff is between both of us. Your family is clearly picking sides. We have to sit down and just talk this through. We can't have family doing this to one of us. Like, if my family was treating you like this, I would be rallying everybody around and standing up for you. He ignored her. So all that to say, she says, I finally realized his patterns and we are separated and going through a divorce process, or the divorce process. She said, I know I shared a lot. It's probably not all applicable, but I'm hoping that my story, like sharing my story, will somehow hit a woman where she needs to hear it, like, I do matter. And sometimes just hearing it a different way is everything you need. And she's like, it took me a little bit, but now it all clicks, and I'm glad I'm going down the path I'm going down. And she wants to thank you guys so much, even though she did minimize what you were saying and tried to talk herself out of it, trying to say, like, they just don't know my husband. But truly, we all do that. So when we feel the need to maintain an attachment, we will either focus on the past, like when it used to be good, maybe in the honeymoon season, maybe the first couple years, or we'll focus on the potential because we need to stay attached to this person. So for me, I'm just trying to put myself in her shoes. I don't know her story, but if I'm a new mom, I am maybe in a new area, whether or not I have support, I don't know. So I'm trying to maintain attachment with this person because we have a family, we have a new family. And so I'm focusing on all the other things, not the stuff that's glaring, like looking me right in the face, like smacking me right in the face. And I think when she reached out to us, we gently, well, I don't know. I mean, my caption was pretty blunt. I'm like, this is not okay, like the way he's treating you. But I think we collectively were able to grab her shoulders, help her take a step back from the picture, because we're not emotionally attached in this situation. We have nothing invested. And we were able to show her, like, plant seeds. This behavior is not okay. He's not protecting you. He's allowing them to treat you in a very cruel manner in your own home. And he has no incentive or motivation to stand up for you. Like, he doesn't want to fix this at all. He's more focused on hanging out with his family, keeping them comfortable. And he's showing you zero care at all, like zero. So as hard as it is for me as a marriage and family therapist to see a family dissolve, when you are in a situation like this, where it's so unhealthy, so unfair, and just very bad, this definitely seems like it's the right path for you. And I'm so glad that we were able to play some role in just kind of showing you the other side, like what you couldn't see during that time because you were trying to maintain an attachment, which is very normal, and we all do that in our lifetime to a variety of people in our life. So thank you for everybody that took the time to leave a comment and your insight back in February. Thank you so much for anyone that's going to leave a comment now. And just thank you so much for this wife, this woman that reached back out and was vulnerable enough to share her story again, hoping that it helps just one person see that they too matter and that they too should stand up and protect themselves if they're in a similar situation.